Well, wasn't that just a glorious sunrise? When the man came over who works here and asked us if we wanted anything, and I looked at him and I said, no, we're just waiting for the sun. And here it is, it's arrived, and it's so beautiful. I hope you have a glorious day. So yesterday we took a tour. And it was all day, and the tour guide was very interesting, and we learned a lot. And I do recognize that what was shared was the views of one man, and probably there would be other people who had similar kinds of ideas. And of course, I took a lot of footage. We talked about the fact that the Dominican Republic is a poor country, and how when we come and we go to these resorts, we see one part of the experience of life in the Dominican Republic, but there are many others. One of the things that he talked about is that the folks that work here at the resort have housing here, and they work here, say, 5 or 6 days a week, and then they take public transportation and go back home to see their families. But they don't have the money to drive back and forth to work. They don't commute like we might in the United States. And I thought that was very interesting. So they provide folks with housing when they're here. And of course, we never get to see the housing that people stay in, but they work incredibly hard. Another interesting thing that he talked about was the life in the Dominican Republic for people from Haiti. So we're on the island of Hispaniola, and I think it's like 2/3 of the island is the Dominican Republic and 1/3 is Haiti. And there's been a lot of really tough stuff going on in Haiti over the last few years with gangs and the government collapse and many things. And so they've had a lot of people cross over the border from Haiti into the Dominican Republic and work here. And he was saying that the Haitian people work incredibly hard. And he was talking about how like a Dominican person might work, say, 8 hours in the day and get paid a living wage, but that companies can hire people from Haiti to work many more hours for much less pay, and that the Haitian people are very hardworking people, and that it's created a problem in that Haitians are taking these jobs, and some of the Dominicans feel like they're taking jobs that they could have, but of course they're not getting them because Haitians can work for so many more hours for so much less money. And he did take us to some of the areas where the Haitian people live. We saw a lot more poverty there. That was interesting. And he also said that in parts of the border, it's a river, so it's a river crossing. And I couldn't help but think about how many people in the United States have been going through a similar kind of journey and crossing a river, coming into this country, into my country, and working incredibly hard. The one thing I will say is that from this man, at least, it didn't seem like he was critical of the Haitian people. Even the Haitian people that come here and take the jobs, he understands that their life there is just, it's not safe to be in Haiti right now. And so being here, he didn't seem to have any kind of contempt for the Haitian people, unlike some of the people in my country who have a lot of contempt for people who come from other countries into the United States, which I think is, I like the fact that at least he didn't express any kind of negativity towards the Haitian people. I didn't get a shot of it, so I will share this because I thought it was very interesting. When we were driving through some of these smaller towns, they had meat hanging outside of these markets, not refrigerated or anything, just kind of hanging as like, I guess, in an advertisement for people to buy. I thought, oh, I wouldn't want to eat the meat that's hanging there, and maybe the flies come or the other bugs. I don't know, but I wish I had gotten a picture of it. The other thing that he talked about is why there are so many motorcycles, and there are a lot of motorcycles. He said that gasoline is very expensive here in the Dominican Republic, that it comes from Texas, and it's like $6 a gallon, very expensive. But that they used to get their gasoline from Venezuela, but they don't get it there anymore, I think since Maduro has been in power. So they used to have a deal where the Dominican Republic folks would send sugarcane to Venezuela, and then they would get gasoline, and it was kind of an exchange back and forth, but that is no more, and they no longer get their gasoline from Venezuela. So the oil that they get from the United States, primarily from Texas, is just a lot more expensive. So because of that, people really can't afford gasoline. So there's a lot of motorcycles because they use a lot less gasoline, and the workers tend to stay where they're working, and they don't commute back and forth because they can't afford the price of gasoline. So that's the other reason why folks stay, for instance, in these resort areas and have housing, and then just go home in public transportation, for a few days a week, or, however often, because the gasoline is so expensive here. So those are just a few of the insights. We did learn some things about coffee beans and about cocoa, and I got to taste some of the cocoa seeds, and I will say the coffee here is very good. He said the coffee was Arabica, and that was the type of coffee, and that one of the things that was interesting about the Arabica beans and how they grow is they grow in the shade. So here, when they grow coffee, and they primarily grow their coffee up in the mountains, they plant things like avocado trees and different things so that those trees will also produce something and provide shade for the coffee beans. So that was very interesting. Anyway, those are just a few insights that I got from yesterday. Today is our last full day here, so at some point we're going to have to pack up and get ready to leave, which it's kind of disappointing. And we're trying to figure out, like, what are those last things that we want to do here on vacation. So last full day, we leave tomorrow, and we have our transportation set up. This lovely man, Raphael, who took us to the Jumbo store earlier in the week, and we've been communicating with him through WhatsApp, which is a great way to communicate through texting and calling, because it's over the internet. So if we're in our apartment here, we have internet and we can communicate. Yeah, okay. So we've been here a whole week. We are packing up and we leave tomorrow. But we have not been out at night, not one time since we've been here, and we've been here for a whole week. So we thought tonight we would go out and see what this place, the Playa Palmera, looks like, this resort looks like in the evening. You ready? All right, let's go. Off we go. Taking you with us. Of course, we're taking you with us. nightlife. Just a little bit of nightlife.
Tan solo con recordar tu forma de caminar, con ese cuerpo sensual que no logro despegar.
Yeah.
I bet this place is really going to be rocking on New Year's Eve.
We won't be here though.
But we won't be here. We'll be in bed.
Well, I mean, we'll be celebrating New Year's Eve in Greenland, where midnight is 10 o'clock our time, and we get to go to bed at, you know, old people's time.
We'll be in bed.
Okay. Happy New Year. Okay, this is something we wouldn't have seen if we hadn't gone out at night.
Yeah.
See?
No. I mean, if you want to go to the beach, I'll go with you. I mean, I feel like I kind of owe you anyway.
What do you think? Has it been a romantic week?
I think so.
Have we rested?
I hope so. I hope you're rested.
Have we had a hedonistic experience?
Oh, I think that is very much, yeah. I think.
We arrived very early at the airport, and it seemed like it was taking no time at all for time to pass, and now we are at the airport. We are in line to get on the plane to head home, and there's some music playing, so that's very cool. We are waiting to get onto our plane, and I'll show you just a little bit about what's going on here. And there's some music playing for us. Isn't that wonderful? It's lovely, right? Isn't it nice, the music? We're waiting for a bus that's going to take us to our plane. Kind of an interesting strategy. That's how we got here, right? Yeah. Wow, that was unexpected. Goodbye, Dominican Republic. I think that might have been the most fun I've ever had getting on a plane. We had that wonderful music playing. We lined up outside. We walked over to the plane. We sat down. Mike and I have 3 seats to ourselves, which is really nice. No one sat in the middle, which I'm grateful for. And we're just about to leave and fly. It'll be very interesting to see what we see as we head out into the air on this airplane from Punta Cana, Dominican Republic to Fort Lauderdale, USA.
flight. It was a pleasure having you aboard. Thank you so much for flying, gentlemen. Have a really
If you enjoyed this video, remember to like it and then subscribe to my channel, Travels with Nana Adrian, on YouTube. Thank you.